Why am I a 32-year-old male, random dad, husband, W-2 employee starting a YouTube channel in his early 30s? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 reasons why I'm starting a YouTube channel and why I don't really care if anybody watches it, but I'm going to upload anyway. And I'm going to try to do it in a way that honors my lifestyle, doesn't add to the complexity of my week-to-week rhythms, and allows me to upload with simplicity and achieve the goals that I am going to outline in this video for you. So let's start with reason number 1. I'm looking here at my Apple Notes document where I really felt like the first reason I want to start a YouTube channel is just to document life's journey. So some YouTube channels have called this like a journal entry, and they just sit down, they talk to their phone, and that's what they do. They just kind of document life. They reflect on the highs and the lows, and they talk to their phone. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to do. I want to capture a little bit more of the journey process. So whenever we go on vacations or to cool spots as a family, I always seem to be really just simply sitting back and enjoying the experience. And I don't really have a problem with that. I do think there's beauty to that. But then my wife and family members are simply capturing all these amazing moments, and they get all these amazing moments with the family. They have their phones out, they get great pictures, and they're taking great family portraits and capturing memories of our kids. And I'm not the one to pull out my phone normally and try to document. And so, they're not doing anything super special. They just have their phone out, and they're just kind of snapping those in the moment pictures or video clips of our family having those experiences. And so it doesn't need to be extraordinary. They're just capturing the ordinary stuff. But what happens is that muscle memory of kind of getting the phone out to capture, with the simplicity of these phones having cameras in our pockets. They're small, they're light, they're simple form factor. I just kind of want to grow that muscle a little bit. I want to end up capturing enough simple and ordinary moments, and then eventually have the muscle reaction that would cause me to maybe capture those extraordinary moments. So I'm going to try to just grow that muscle a little bit more. And I'm not so arrogant to think that our life needs to be captured or we have anything special to offer, but I'm a huge YouTube consumer. And so here's what I know after watching a ton of YouTube videos. There are a ton of YouTubers that just started by filming the ordinary, and they end up serving this community of people. Maybe it's a large community, maybe it's a small community, but people get inspired by content. They get inspired by seeing versions of themselves in other families or in other individuals documenting their story. They get encouraged and challenged, and all sorts of results can come from that. Like as I think about this YouTube channel, I'm just trying to dream big and also not lock myself into a corner of what this content needs to be. So I know a lot from watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of YouTubers' stories kind of resonate with, they just started filming and they didn't really know what it was going to turn out to be, but they just started filming, and then over time and over consistency, it turned into businesses, it turned into brand partnerships, it turned into large communities they're able to serve. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm kind of looking to just take that first step. And I've filmed this video a few times in my own home office, and right now I'm in a hotel in New York State, and I just want to upload it for my phone. So, and just know that it's probably gonna be bad. It's probably not gonna be amazing, and it's probably gonna have nobody watching it, and that's okay with me. I just kind of want to see what consistency and simplicity turns into. And if it doesn't turn into anything, I'm okay with that. I still want to document life's journey. I also listen to a lot of Alex Hermosi on YouTube and through his podcast. And one of the things he always talks about is, wouldn't it have been amazing if your grandparents or people like Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, these guys kind of 2 generations removed from us, wouldn't it have been amazing in those guys, when they were in their 30s, to have them document their process, to have them have a live journal, to have them, reflect on business lessons, investing lessons, family lessons, those kind of things. And he always talks about, Alex talks about all the time, that's his goal with his channel, is to document the game of business. And so there's no game to our life, but I do think to myself, wouldn't it be cool if, let's say I live a long, healthy life and my grandkids want to know what their grandpa was like in his 30s. Like, to have some of this content where I'm just navigating life and documenting the journey and sharing lessons learned, sitting in a hotel in New York State, traveling the country, learning life lessons, documenting failures. I think it'd be cool. I know I would cherish that memory of my grandparents. If my grandparents had iPhones when they were growing up and when they were newlyweds, when they were having kids, and they could have shared and documented some of their takeaways, I know I would have valued that. I would have found extreme value in that. But they didn't. They did have some video cameras. I remember my dad and my grandparents having the video cameras they put on their shoulder, and they had the VHS tapes, and we'd watch those clips back, and they're sweet memories, but they really are just a compilation of clips. There's not really a lot of journal element to it. So I always wish that my parents would have sat down and pointed the camera at themselves and somebody could have asked them questions about that season of life. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. And I might bring my wife into this, and we might talk through lessons we're learning or takeaways we're, leveraging in different seasons of life. But that is part of documenting the process, the highlights, the struggles, and really just how we are discerning or handling the things that life throws at us. So I would have loved to take a look at those processes with my grandparents, and specifically thinking through, I'm in my 30s now, and thinking through what would my grandpa be doing in his 30s? How is he handling life? What were some of his values? It's gonna scratch that creative itch, and it's gonna help me kind of have an outlet to create. I'm gonna do minimal creating. I'm gonna edit out some of the stumblings here where I trip on my words or whatnot, but I'm gonna try to keep this as raw as possible. I think you'll see that, or whoever's not watching this won't see it, because I don't really think a lot of people are going to watch this, and that's okay. This is the first video on my channel. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to be faithful to upload, faithful to follow the process. Second reason to start this YouTube channel is that I want to improve my skills. So honestly, this one is kind of embarrassing, but I work for a YouTube company, and we do integration projects with audiovisual and lighting. And part of what we do when we do those projects, we'll go and install and do the labor for those projects. And I went to do one of my projects that I had designed and led the team on and was overseeing. And part of my job as it's finished is to go and film a video that we can upload to YouTube. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, just needs to be something simple. But we do have wireless microphones, and we have nice cameras. And so me and a colleague flew out to the church that we were doing the integration for, and we recorded a little test clip, listened to it in my computer, thought it was okay. You can see where this is going. We recorded about 2.5 hours of content that obviously would need to be edited, but we recorded a lot of content. And we left, we went home, we flew home. It was not in my home state, so we caught our flight home. I got home, started uploading the footage to our Dropbox folder, and the audio was unusable. I had somehow used the internal mic on the camera and not our wireless lavalier system. And so it was just unusable. There were points where I was way too far away from the camera. There were points where I was, referencing something, but the camera was pointed a different direction. And so it was just super embarrassing. We got onto a team call, and it was just like, hey, we have to be better than this. I beefed. I think I accidentally plugged in the cable from the receiver to the headphone jack instead of the microphone jack on the camera. And so part of starting this channel is just to get better at using the tools that I have. I want to get better at using my iPhone to film and get really good at using a simple tool like the iPhone that's super powerful, that has a lot of capability, and that I just know how to leverage to its utmost capacity. But also then I have a full frame mirrorless camera, and I really want to get good at videography, enough to where I can, capture great moments, again, leverage the tool that I have for not only our business, but for my own journey. And there's a side project to this too, because my wife has a channel, and so we film things for her channel, fairly frequently. And I want to get quick at that. So part of me starting this channel with my phone is me trying to get better at the skill of creating. I watch a ton of YouTube videos. I watch YouTube more than people watch TV series or movies. I watch so much YouTube. If I have one app that I am quick to use my thumb and get into really quick, it's usually not Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or X or TikTok or any of those other platforms. A lot of times I'm reaching for YouTube. And part of it is because I really like to learn. And the other part of it is I just like the kind of the platform. I like the variety that I get there of really learning something. Every time I open YouTube, I can be entertained at YouTube. I can be educated at YouTube. I can, kind of see, like if I want to develop a new skill, I can go to YouTube, and I can usually find something that will inspire me to take that next step or to try something new. So I want to get better. I want to really improve my skills. I want to improve my speed at getting set up. I also want to kind of learn the back end of it. So I want to learn the back end of YouTube, and from a marketing viewpoint of just knowing, hey, how do thumbnails, how do click-through rates, how do views, subscribers, hooks, durations, things like that. How does it work? And I don't care if this channel gets to 20 viewers or if it gets to 20,000 viewers. I just kind of want to go down the journey. I've had this itch for a really long time to start a YouTube channel, and I've never taken the plunge. I've recorded multiple videos, and I've tried to script out multiple ideas, and I've just never sat down and pressed record. And a lot of that is because I do feel like there is some sort of a gear limitation to where I don't have a great travel tripod, and I don't have a great scene to record in my home. And so I end up making all these excuses, and then I watch all these channels about people just recording on their phone. So I have a cheap little travel tripod that fits in my backpack, and I have my iPhone 16 Pro, and so I brought it with me on this this trip, and said I'm gonna record in the hotel room with my phone on my tripod, and then I'm gonna upload it. I'm not gonna edit it unless I really botch something, which I've already botched a couple little spots in this video, but I really want to stay authentic and learn how to be a better communicator, learn how to tell stories better, and I just want to be faithful to upload. I've already mentioned that in this video, so I'm sure that's an area I'll improve and get better at, is just the art of communicating and following a script and telling a story. So yeah, I really do just think part of the repetition of this experience, putting the camera up, trying to think through when I'm traveling or when I'm at home or when I go through my week, like what's a story I could tell or what's a takeaway I could bring value to somebody else with. I really just want to get into the practice of doing that, and I haven't done that yet. So I'm excited to try that. Last thing is, this is really just a creative itch. You know, for me, it's I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for years, like since 2016. It's 2025 now. I've wanted to start this YouTube channel for fun for almost like 10 years, and I just have never really pulled the trigger. There's been plenty of friends and plenty of people in community that have started YouTube channels, and I think they've all had like this unique skill or thing that they have to offer to the world. I think that when I look at those creators, they had some sort of a niche or some sort of a category through which they are viewing this YouTube journey in. And I'm not there yet. Just being fully transparent, I don't really know what this will look like, but I'm really, really, really gonna try to upload consistently and build a community maybe and see what it turns into. I also might just record this for me, and it might just never turn into anything that's for anybody else. But it will be an outlet for me to express myself. It'll be an outlet for me to document my life journey. It'll be an outlet for me to hone in my skills in recording and editing. And then I might look back and just be thankful I did it, and be thankful that I went through the process. So this creative itch is really just, me experimenting. I don't know what it's going to turn into, but if you are one of the few people watching this video and you find value in something that I'm offering and my perspective for whatever reason, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you find valuable in this, because if I can turn this into something that I serve somebody in, I'd find great joy in that. Right now, it's a little bit more of a selfish journey. It's me saying, I want to do this for me, and I'm going to do it for me. And whether or not anybody finds value in it, I'm going to do it for me. And that to me feels selfish. And I have a hard time spending time on myself, like even me giving value to myself by documenting some of this stuff. I don't know whether I'll look back at this, but again, I think it might be cool at some day my kids might look back at this channel in a way to know their dad deeper, or even just to find a little bit more like assistance in life. I want to be around for my kids for as long as I possibly can. If there's ever a day where I'm not able to be around for my kids, I want there to be a place where they can remember me, feel like they have closeness, intimacy, companionship with me. And it's not that these videos are going to be cool. It's not that these videos are going to be something that like puffs up my chest, but the simplicity of even just hearing a loved one's voice, I think in a time where you no longer get to spend that time together, it could be something that serves them in the future. So I'm going to document it, and if it, helps me get better, I'll be thankful for that. If it helps somebody in the community, I'll be thankful for that. And if it serves my kids, long term, I'll be really thankful for that. So what to expect on the channel, I really don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what this channel will turn into, what kind of content there will be. Here's a couple of the frameworks through which I think through what this channel will probably cover. I did a brain dump and kind of clarified some of my frameworks through which I'm thinking through life right now, and I have a video coming on that framework. And the first one is faith, the second one is personal, and the third one is professional. So you probably will see some things about my faith journey, some discipleship lessons I'm learning in my Christian faith. I'm a Christian and I follow Jesus, and I call him the Lord and Savior of my life. He is the King over all things. And so I want to make disciples. I want to baptize people in the name of the Father and the Son, the Holy Spirit. teaching them to obey everything that Jesus commanded. And I also want to disciple my kids and lead my wife as a faithful husband. So there's a lot of elements to faith that I think through my life with. That's the top kind of filter through which everything funnels down through. After faith is really personal. So it's hobbies, it's things that make me me. It is kind of personal goals, initiatives, passion points, family, hobbies, all that kind of stuff that I think I might document some of that stuff along the way, whether that be mountain biking, skiing, family get-togethers, family vacations. It could be things like working out, exercise. A lot of that stuff is just me kind of getting amped up about random things in life and just seeing where it takes me. And the last is professional. So I do think there's an element, I don't know if this channel will ever turn into like a tutorial channel or a channel that, tells you how to be a AVL integrator or tells you how to work for a YouTube channel or any of that stuff. But there are some elements to professionalism and kind of my professional journey that I'm excited to share. And I run my wife's podcast and YouTube channel. I serve in a lot of different ways at my current company, Churchfront, and a lot of different ways. I'm in sales, I'm in project management, I help oversee our team a little bit. I oversee client success in our programs. And I also have like kind of my own desire to run a side hustle-esque business. So I'm just really excited there are some elements of the professional element of my life that I think could be cool to document too. And again, a little bit of that is like, I did not get to have these conversations with my grandparents about their jobs, about their employment when they were working as young 20, 30-year-olds. So I'm just excited to kind of document that. And again, I don't know if it'll be a tutorial channel. I don't know if it'll be like a here's how to do this type thing, but I do think I will have plenty of takeaways and lessons from the different environments I serve in that I can share. And again, if it goes to this channel, it doesn't go anywhere else, the community is small, that's totally fine with me. If it goes to serve my kids as just kind of a time capsule element, I'm totally okay with that. So if you want to stay up to date with this channel, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button so that it gets served to you over the algorithm. And let me know in the comments, what are some of those areas that I mentioned that you might want to see more of or hear my perspective on. So I really do count it as a privilege to have a platform and even just a free environment like YouTube to upload these videos. And I hope that you'll stick around. I hope that you'll contribute as a community member and let me know what you want to see more of and give me feedback. As we continue to add videos to this channel, it's gonna be me editing, producing, all those things. So hope you'll join us for the journey and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. See you soon.